welcome to a new vlog and trip report, and today we are flying again with Sky Express. We are flying from Frankfurt to Athens in Greece, and here on the map you can see our approximate flight route today. We're starting around lunchtime in Frankfurt. I parked my car at the parking garage Platzhirsch, which is a shuttle parking service close to the airport. Using this service you can save a bit of money, as parking at the airport is pretty expensive and the shuttle is not taking too long, so in the end you will not lose a lot of time. And that's why I'm always using a service like this. Today I'm going to Terminal 2 as Sky Express is operating from Terminal 2. Here you can see a big queue, but that was not the queue of Sky Express. There was actually nobody in front of me at the check-in, and also there was no queue at all at the security check, and that meant that I was past security about 5 minutes after I entered the terminal, and that is very efficient. But that was due to the fact that there was almost nobody at all in the terminal at this time of the day. It was November, off season, so that was quite nice in Frankfurt, as Terminal 2 can be really bad if it's crowded because there are not too many seats available, but if it's empty it's a quite nice terminal. And now I'm on the bus that will bring me to my plane today, which is a Airbus A320neo, only 2.7 years old, delivered in May 2021 to Sky Express, originally built for Thai Air Asia, but they never took the plane up and so it was delivered straight to Sky Express. Now let's take a look at the seat, and as you can see the seat pitch is tiny. It's actually the tightest plane I've ever been in. Of course in the back of the plane it's always a little bit more cramped than in the front, but this was pretty tight here. I'm not sitting comfortably, but all the way back possible, and still there was not a lot of space available. It was less space, for example, than in a comparable seat in a Ryanair plane. My plane today has the registration SXGNA, and we are now already on our way to the runway, and now we can take a look at the takeoff of my plane today. And that was a very quick takeoff. Pretty unusual, but that was due to the fact that the plane was pretty empty on this flight. Sky Express is pretty new in Germany. They are around since 2005, but just recently started operating from German airports, and it was off season, so that was the reason why the plane was pretty empty, and that's the reason for the quick takeoff. After the takeoff, things were not so quick, because actually it took a huge amount of time until we gained altitude. We are already above the mountain range of Odenwald and we are still below the clouds. I don't know what is the reason for that. Maybe that is a special flight route from Frankfurt that I just haven't experienced yet. It also took about 10 minutes to get through the clouds to get to our actual flight altitude. So that was pretty interesting. I've never seen that before flying out of Frankfurt. But eventually we left the clouds and we were finally in the sun, and now the relaxing part of our flight could finally start. So as I said, Sky Express is on the market since 2005, but is recently expanding a lot, becoming one of the biggest low-cost carriers of Greece in the moment, mostly operating regional flights between the islands of Greece, and additionally a lot of flights mainly for tourists from destinations all over Europe. The destinations in Germany are pretty new. All of them started in the end of the year 2023. So this was actually one of the first flights from Frankfurt. Pretty nice was that even though Sky Express is a low-cost carrier, they offered a free drink and a small snack, and in addition you can of course also buy some more drinks on board. This is most probably because they have to compete with Asian airlines, and if you remember my video where I was leaving the Celestial Olympia, you know that I was pretty stoked about the quality of Asian airlines. And Sky Express has to compete with that quality, and that's, I think, the reason why they have included a drink and a snack, even though that they are a low-cost carrier. At the end of the flight I will tell you a bit more about whether you should take Aegean or Sky Express on your flight to Greece. Meanwhile, we left the Alps behind us. We are now above approximately Croatia. Sun is slowly starting to set and we are getting closer to our destination in Greece. This flight was my flight to get to the Celestial Olympia, but due to the fact that the Celestial Olympia will be scrapped soon, I already released all of the videos from Celestial Olympia. Just this one was left, so this is a single video that is still in the regular schedule, and all following videos have already been uploaded and published. So at the end of this video I will include a link to the Celestial Olympia videos if you want to watch them in the chronological order and haven't seen them yet. Otherwise, the next video will be another flight video, but a completely different one that has nothing to do with this one here. Meanwhile, we've reached Greece. Here you can already see some Greek islands and also the Greek mainland, and we are now slowly approaching the airport of Athens, which is our destination today. And now it is time to conclude whether you should fly with Sky Express or with Aegean Airlines, and I would say Aegean is the better airline. Sky Express does have quite good service on board. The crew itself was not too friendly but also not unfriendly, so I would say like standard crew on board. Their English was not very good, so I couldn't understand most of the announcements. Everything else on board was pretty good. Downside is the very tight seat pitch. Aegean is a very good airline with very nice planes and a very good service, so if there is not that big difference in prices, I would recommend flying with Aegean Airlines. But if the flights of Sky Express are much cheaper than the flights of Aegean, you can also fly with Sky Express. It's also a very good airline. They just have a very strong competitor in Aegean Airlines. That's why I would rather recommend Aegean if the price is the same, but if the price is lower with Sky Express is also a very good option to go with. But if you have to choose between Lufthansa and Sky Express, I would recommend taking Sky Express, as their fares should be much lower and the seat pitch in the newer Lufthansa planes is also not much better. So in this case I would recommend flying with Sky Express for sure. And here we are already at my final destination of the day, my hotel in Lavrio, and here you can see the link to my Celestial Olympia videos, and that's already it for this video. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider to comment, like or share the video link, and if you want to see more flight or travel videos, make sure to follow, and I hope to see you in my next video.